Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to another video. And we have today another series of Is It Worth or Not, featuring the Sora Art EX deal. Now this is the third variant of the EX medal that's currently available in Kingdom Hearts Unchained, not Unchained, Union Cross. And this one will be the magic base, so that represents all three attributes that we have in the game, which means, theoretically speaking, the next EX medal will be Sephiroth, if you go by the sequence, since the first EX medal we got was a power base, and that is the Cloud EX. So surely once we've gone through all the three different attributes, the next one should be, and hopefully is, if they're going to go through chronological orders, it should be the Sephiroth EX medal, which I am very looking forward to. However, let's not go on about the upcoming medals. We're just focusing on what we have right now, and this is the Sora Art medal. So, without any further ado, let's begin and talk about this medal. So, to start off, the one great thing about this is you are guaranteed the HD Wisdom Form Sora within 5 draws from this EX medal. So, if you guys don't know what the HD EX medal is, I'll show you guys in a minute, but it's basically that little blue form. Whoops. Little blue, his blue form in the back there. So that is guaranteed within 5 draws. Now, as much as we will probably want the EX medal is in 5 draws, but you know, I'll get onto that in a bit. A Mercy Pool for 5 draws, which guarantees a medal, like, that's pretty good, but this can only be applied to those who would really need this particular medal. Like, otherwise this, you shouldn't really be putting your money into this unless you're just a Sora fan. But to be honest, there's so many Sora medals out there, I'm sure you probably wouldn't have collected all of them by now. But anyways, this is the Sora Art EX medal, the ultimate medal of this banner. Obviously this is your end goal, this is what you really want to go for, but unfortunately this particular medal here is not guaranteed. It's not part of the Mercy Pool. So, much as what people would want, he ain't part of the Mercy Pool, which is, you can understand. But I wish someday, Square would just give us the an EX with at least a Mercy Pool. That'd be really nice. So the usual standard for this is each time you pull, you're guaranteed at least a tier 4 or higher, pre-strengthened between 1 and 3 special attack dots in each draw. So that's all the tier 4s and 5s you've seen in the past. That's basically recently just got released as well. I'm pretty sure that will be included. So if you did miss out on the Kairi 2.0, there's a chance of you getting her in this banner as well. But obviously it's slim, those tier 4s are kind of slim chances anyway. Since there's so many variations, it's hard now to actually get the one that you really want. But if you're lucky enough to get the Sora Art or the HD Wisdom Form Sora, it will come pre-strengthened with 3 dots. So that's nice to know. So literally within 10 turns, if you haven't pulled Sora Art at all, the EX medal that you really want from this banner, you would have enough to at least gilt the HD Wisdom Form Sora, which then again, it's not that bad. It's pretty good. I'll talk about a bit more about combinations later on, but as we scroll through down, do you see any more infos I don't have a miss out, so I can tell you guys? Boosted, some of the standard stuff really. There is a stats boost version, but let's be honest, those are very rare to get. So what are the chances of you getting one of those on the EX medal? Very rare. Anyway, let's scroll down to this part. This is what we want to look for. So, Sora Art, what does it do? It deals 3 hits and rises magic strength by 3 tiers for 1 turn, lowers target's magic defense by 3 tiers for 1 turn. Inflict more damage the higher your health. It's an AoE attack and it only costs 2 gauges. So pretty standard. Pretty standard, since just like all the other EX medals that we currently have right now. Same thing really, it's just the only difference is the attribute wise. That's about it. So nothing too special about that. But you know, magic, there isn't much from my knowledge of the game, there isn't much magic debuffs and buffs. So I would say picking up one of these guys like Sora Art is pretty good. But you know, I'll let you guys know at the very end whether or not this is the one you should be going for as a free-to-play player. So moving on, we have the HD Wisdom Form Sora, which deals 8 hits, lowers defense of all targets by 2 tiers for 1 turn, inflicts more damage the more special attack used in succession. AoE damager, 3 gauges costs. Not bad. Especially if you pair up with something like an illustrated carry right now, which gives you carry 2.0, should be more specific. That would actually boost your set for, you know, any of the upcoming Organization 13s, Coliseums, high score challenges, maybe even. You know, anything that lowers enemy defense is pretty good. I would say, right, because of how the game's sort of working out, we're getting much stronger enemies. Anything that lowers the defenses, whether it's attribute defense or general defense, by more than 2 or more, it's a pretty good medal. Because these days, let's be honest, a medal that only lowers the defense by 1 isn't really that effective anymore, since they are like very strong monsters that we have to face these days with these challenges that are being thrown at us. So, you know, in order to keep the game flowing, they have to buff up the enemies, and therefore the medals that we're going to get nowadays and further, like in the future, will be much better in terms of lowering down enemies' defense. But it's all about whether you get the right ones and use them with your current build setup, the ones that you have right now, like the medals you have right now, and combine them to making a strong keyblade to power your way through. So I think that's it. Yep, that wraps up with the 2 new medals that are part of this banner. So my final thoughts on whether this is would this be suitable for us free-to-play players. Realistically, a 5, you know, if you already have something that lowers defense of all targets by 2 tiers for 1 turn, something that lowers down defense, and then if you do like a copycat, even with a KHUx or Namine, then you pretty much have sort of the same effect in some shape or form. Yes, the more general defense, the better. That is true. But you know, if you can copy like Illustrate Kyrie, no, not Illustrate Kyrie, Kyrie 2.0, then you're pretty much set anyway. If you have like an extra attack one, that makes it even better. You know, there's other medals that sort of does the same thing as the what HD Wisdom Sora does, but obviously in different attribute wise. So because this sort of banner is more targeted towards magic medals, if you have the ability of what HD Wisdom Sora already has, like already offers, then I would recommend probably don't go for this at all. Same goes with Sora Art, but the Sora Art EX is slightly a bit different, because if you don't have a strong magic based Keyblade setup, then this one would be the one you should probably want to go for to balance out all your other Keyblades. But you know, if you can have some other sort of method that works around those, then it's not really necessary. You don't actually need to have these medals. I wouldn't consider them as like groundbreaking. However, if you feel like your magic base like your magic base medals are lacking somewhat like damages and stuff, then you know, this Keyblade here would be quite useful for you. Even just getting Wisdom Form Sora, you know, guaranteed within 5 turns, it's great. Then just use like a copycat medal to just copy its ability, and then you would have low defense by 4 tiers for 1 turn, which would mean all the other medals is going to hit hard right after. You don't necessarily need to guild these medals. Just having them and then just copying them is perfectly fine. So yeah, likewise, if you don't have, if you feel like your overall setup is still lacking and you just need some general like debuffs, okay, just some general debuffs, then again, this is worth going for. But I would say only go for the HD Wisdom Form Sora. So just do 5 pulls, get that, and then leave the banner. It's not really worth trying to put all your gems into getting Sora Art EX. You know, it's like I said, if your magic base Keyblade isn't that strong, it's unlikely that you're gonna use. So the reason is, personally, my magic base, it's doing okay if I add in like other medals like my 0.2 carries. You know, those other medals that I've been getting around, it sort of makes up for the sort of loss in my magic base collection of medals that I have. Therefore, this sort of particular banner for me is not something that I need, because I really have to sort of compensate to compensation of other medals to help me to help compensate back for the loss of like damage. But if you really are struggling with dealing with power-based medals, then you know, go for it. Pick up the HD Wisdom Form Sora. It could do something pretty useful for you guys. But that wraps up for this series, or this episode of the Is It Worth or Not, featuring Sora Art EX, and hope to see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned for more of these medal reviews of the banners that comes out. You know, each time there's a new one, I'll be there uploading videos, and obviously to help you guys, it's free to play players, making the decision you know, basically give my advice to you guys whether or not you should really be spending on this these sort of medals. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Take care.